Everyone in your feed is telling you to wait. Wait for rates to crash, wait for prices to drop, wait for more inventory. If you've been on Zillow since the start of the year, you've probably saved a search, refreshed it every week, and quietly convinced yourself that any day now, the perfect Hillsborough listing is going to appear at a price that makes sense. I'm going to tell you something nobody else on YouTube is going to say out loud. While buyers like you have been waiting, the median single-family home in Hillsborough Township climbed to another $110,000 in 12 months. The exact same house you almost made an offer on last March just sold for 16.7% more in this March. That's straight from New Jersey Realtors local market update. Waiting in this market is not free. Waiting is the most expensive thing you can do. I'm Jan Michael with Jan Michael Real Estate over here at Real Brokerage. I work with buyers and sellers right here in Somerset County every week, so I see what is actually happening on the ground, not just what makes the headlines. Over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to walk you through 8 factors that actually answer the only question that matters. Is right now a good time to buy a home in Hillsborough, New Jersey? Every number you're about to hear comes from a verified source. Freddie Mac, the National Association of Realtors, New Jersey Realtors, the New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Finance Agency, and official township tax records. No opinions dressed up as facts, no clickbait predictions. If you're seriously thinking about buying in Hillsborough this year, hit subscribe so you don't miss the weekly market update. Now let's get into it. Factor 1. Mortgage rates are meaningfully lower than they were a year ago. Freddie Mac's primary mortgage market survey for the week ending April 23rd, 2026 put the 30-year fixed rate at 6.23%. 1 year earlier, that exact same survey showed 6.81%. That's close to a 60 basis point drop, and it's not theoretical. Let's make it real. On a $700,000 loan, roughly the size of a typical Hillsborough single-family purchase right now, that rate change is about $260 less per month in your mortgage payment. Over a 10-year hold, that's more than $30,000 back in your pocket. I had a client last spring who walked away from a beautiful colonial near Belmead because the payment felt $50 out of reach. That same payment today, at today's rate, would have been comfortably inside their budget. If you were priced out in the spring of 2025, the math has genuinely changed. Please rerun your numbers with a lender. Don't trust your memory of what last year's payment felt like. Thinking about relocating to New Jersey? Well, I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research, and I've linked it down below. From top employers to the best hospitals and a boatload of other things that you need to know before making the move. The best part is, this guide's 100% free. That's right. You heard me right. 100% free. Just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment. Factor 2. Hillsborough demand is accelerating, not cooling. This is the piece I do not think most buyers understand. In March 2026, closed sales of single-family homes in Hillsborough literally doubled year over year. 7 closings in March 2025, 14 closings in March 2026. Year-to-date, closed sales are up 59.1%, and the median single-family sale price hit $770,000, up 16.7% from $660,000 a year ago. That's all directly from the New Jersey Realtors local market update for March 2026. Here's a detail that should really get your attention. Sellers received an average of 105% of list price on single-family homes this March. Buyers are routinely going over asking in writing in 2026 in Hillsborough. This is not a market where lowball offers win, and it's absolutely not a market that's cooling off. Buyers who told themselves last fall that prices would have to come down by spring are now watching the opposite happen every single week. Factor 3. Inventory is extremely tight. There's a reason prices are doing what they're doing, and the reason is supply. Hillsborough single-family month supply sits at just 1.2 months right now. Again, per the New Jersey Realtors data. A balanced market where buyer and seller have roughly equal power is around 6 months. We're at 1/5 of that. Statewide New Jersey inventory hovers near 2.4 months per National Association of Realtors data, reported by Housing Wire. Here's what that looks like on the ground. When a well-priced home hits the market on a Thursday in Hillsborough, 3 to 5 other buyers are usually circling it by Sunday afternoon. Open houses I've held in the last month had lines down the driveway. Waiting for the perfect one in this market almost always means losing the one you already wanted, because while you're hesitating, 3 other families are already preparing offers. Decisive does not mean reckless, it means ready. Factor 4. Hillsborough is not a bubble riding a local wave. Anyone watching only Hillsborough numbers might worry that what we're seeing is a local sugar high about to crash. The data does not support that fear. Redfin's statewide numbers show the New Jersey median sale price was up 3.8% year over year in March 2026 at $545,700. New Jersey Realtors' first quarter 2026 release, as reported by ROI New Jersey, confirmed median sale prices rose across every property type statewide. What that means for you as a Hillsborough buyer is this: you're looking at a stronger than average submarket inside a still appreciating state. Stronger submarkets historically hold value longer when the broader market eventually softens. You're not buying into an outlier, you're buying into a stronger pocket of an already strong region. Factor 5. First-time buyers can stack up to $22,000 in state assistance, and almost nobody knows it. Here's the factor that genuinely frustrates me, because most renters in this audience have no idea this exists. The state of New Jersey will literally help you pay for your first home. The New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Finance Agency, NJHMFA, Down Payment Assistance Program offers qualified first-time buyers up to $15,000 as a 0% interest, 5-year forgivable second mortgage. You don't pay it back monthly. You don't pay interest on it. And if you live in the home for 5 years without selling or refinancing, the entire $15,000 converts to a grant. That's straight from the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs. And if you're a first-generation buyer, meaning your parents never owned a home, the first-generation down payment assistance program adds about $7,000 on top. That brings qualified buyers up to $22,000 in stacked state assistance. I've had renters tell me with complete sincerity that Hillsborough was forever out of reach. Then we ran their numbers with an NJHMFA participating lender, and the picture changed entirely. If you're renting right now and you have not had this conversation, please do it before you talk yourself out of buying.
Hey guys, it's Jan. As much as I love making these videos, there's one thing I love more, and that's helping families and people from all over the US make the move here to New Jersey. I've helped countless families make the move. So whether you're coming out next week or next month or even next year, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information is right here on the screen and linked in the description in case you missed the on-screen pop-up. I look forward to helping you and your family make the move to New Jersey.
Factor 6. The Hillsborough property tax conversation is not what you think. We have to talk about taxes because in New Jersey, it is the conversation. Every buyer who has ever looked at the state has heard the warning. And yes, our property taxes are high by national standards. But here's the nuance the warning misses. Within New Jersey, Hillsborough is on the better side of the line. The effective property tax rate here runs about 2.23%. Meaningfully below the New Jersey state median of 2.82%. That comes from public Somerset County tax data aggregated by Ownwell. The tax rate per $100 of assessed value has actually declined from $2.42 in 2018 to $2.14 in 2024. That's directly from Hillsborough Tax Office. The median annual bill in Hillsborough lands near $9,939. That is real money, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But it sits below the New Jersey statewide average for a comparable home. And 66% of that bill funds the Board of Education, which is the perfect segue into what is, in my opinion, the single most underrated factor in this entire list. Factor 7. Schools quietly hold value. Schools are the quiet engine setting a floor under Hillsborough home values. Most buyers do not fully appreciate this until it shows up on their resale appraisal years later. Niche's 2026 rankings place Hillsborough Township Public School District at number 33 in all of New Jersey, and 548 out of more than 10,000 districts nationally, with an overall A grade. Hillsborough High School itself is rated A. In suburban New Jersey, living in a top 40 district is single most reliable long-term resale driver in a home. Families who move to Hillsborough for the schools tend to stay through their kids' senior year, and very often well after that. Less seller turnover means less inventory, which means stronger price support. If you have school-age children or you ever plan to, you're not just buying a house here, you're buying access to 12 years of top-tier education that quietly protects every dollar you put into the home. Factor 8. What the economists forecast. What the economists actually forecast for the next 5 years? This may be the most important factor for anyone seriously deciding whether to act now or keep waiting. At the National Association of Realtors Real Estate Forecast Summit in July 2025, Chief Economist Dr. Lawrence Yun published a 5-year outlook calling for 15 to 25% national home price appreciation. More recently, in Inman's April 23, 2026 coverage, Yun cautioned that the near-term recovery is shaping up to be slower and less certain than he previously previously expected. Put those two things together, the leading housing economist in the United States is saying the climb is slower. Not that it stops, not that it reverses. He's forecasting continued appreciation, just at a more moderate pace than the post-pandemic surge. Buyers who are waiting for prices to fall are waiting on an outcome the data does not support. That's a hard sentence to hear, but it's also true. Let's go back to where we started. The version of this market that lives in your feed, wait for rates to crash, wait for prices to drop, wait for inventory to come back, is not the version of this market that's actually happening in Hillsborough. The real version is faster, tighter, more competitive, and built on stronger fundamentals than most buyers realize. The Colonial near Belmead I mentioned at the top of this video is now eligible for a meaningfully lower monthly payment than it was last spring. The buyer who walked away last March is the buyer who lost $110,000 of equity being patient. Patience cost them. Action would not have. So now a good time to buy in Hillsborough? Here's the honest, balanced version. No spin. Rates are meaningfully lower than a year ago. Local demand is re-accelerating. Inventory is exceptionally tight, which means you will compete when you find a home you love. Single-family prices are up 16.7% year over year. Property taxes are real, but they run below the New Jersey state median. The school district is among the best in the state, and the 5-year forecast from the National Association of Realtors points up, not down. If you're financially ready, stable income, decent credit, enough saved for a down payment, or eligible for the NJ HMFA program, the data says the cost of waiting is higher than the cost of acting. If you're not fully ready yet, that's okay. Start building the file now so you're ready the moment the right home hits the market in Hillsborough. If you're thinking of moving to or inside of Hillsborough, I built a free Somerset County relocation guide. It breaks down neighborhoods, taxes, and schools block by block. The link is in the description below. The video on screen next is my full street-by-street breakdown of Hillsborough's neighborhoods, Belmead, Flagtown, estates near Duke Farms, so you can see what each pocket actually feels like before you ever step foot here. And when you're ready to look at homes in person, my direct email and phone number are in the description as well. I'm Jan Michael with Jan Michael Real Estate of Real Brokerage. Thank you for watching. Thank you for trusting me with your time, and I'll see you on the next one.